Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's iteration of the Insane Prospecting webinar. In the background, you can see that I have what looks like a slide, but it's not a slide. It's the opening scene of a social post that went out yesterday. And I just want to show it off because I think it's really cool. I took an excerpt from the trailer video of the mini bootcamp, which was launched only a week ago, and added a couple other things. And I just want to play it for you to make it fun, and then we'll go into the webinar at hand. Here we go. Dun, 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 dun. It changes. Turn your sound on. You're on a webinar. I hope your sound's on. Look at that. That's me. Me. Rest of me. That's other people. You gotta love those dancing office workers at the end.
That's so
All right,
cool.
let's stop that share. Michelle, you like that?
Yeah, it was awesome. It was so nice.
So
You were just
easy.
everywhere.
I was everywhere in the beginning, running
It
into the
was
building
great.
with a sign. So some of those were
Yeah.
excerpts from actual presentations, just used for actual boot camps as well, used for the trailer video for the mini boot camp. So for those of you listening and watching, the mini boot camp is live. It has launched. It is available, but unfortunately not in 2022. I am sorry, it is over. But who wants to put your financial advisors on a 4-hour boot camp at this time of the year when everyone's driving so hard to close out? Bookings are open for 2023 from the middle of January. So give us a call. Everything's customized. We try and understand your business and your brand as much as possible and make it about you while working with your financial advisors to build the capacity to go out there and get in front of potential new clients so that they can grow their business. Okay, on with today's webinar. I have with us, has she changed the name yet? Yes, she was using her maiden name earlier. Michelle Jade Parreira, according to her Zoom. And she owns MiGifts, which started off as a corporate gift and clothing business. And I believe, Michelle, that you had a gift store in Fourways Mall during lockdown, but you're focusing on what you're really good at now. So although the business is called MiGifts, and Michelle focuses or has a strong interest in working with her clients around corporate gifts and branded clothing, it's also evolved to a brand and marketing strategy business. Kind of like how financial planning started off many decades ago as salespeople selling insurance and has evolved to financial planning and the sales of advice rather than product. That is a very strong nudge in your ribs. If you're listening to that and you don't understand what I'm saying, there's some very effective winks going around there as well. So back to Michelle, she works with her clients to maximize brand awareness. And one of the ways in which she does this is through the use of logos on promotional items. But this only forms one part of a promotional strategy, which is only one part of an overall marketing plan. Michelle, have I left anything out?
No, you're spot on. That's
Spot on.
100%.
Okay, good. So I invited you here on the webinar today because I was very impressed with something you did with or for me. I contacted you because I met you a number of years ago and you were top of mind. You did some work for a friend of mine. We'll just call him Don for now, because you were hesitant to give anyone any promotional coverage. But you stood out as top of mind. We were in communication about 3 years ago, and I said, I need some merchandise for Insane Prospecting. And asked you what you could do. I had some ideas, and you said, rather meet me at the supplier's offices. And I really like that idea because it's not easy to troll through a website and look at their thousands and thousands and thousands of items and go brain numb instead of go brain creative and work with you on that. So what I loved about it is that not only did you say meet me at their showroom, which is not too far from me, But when we got there, you didn't just focus on the products and go, well, you know, you can have some caps and some cups and some sweat towels, and you didn't just ask me what I looked at. You actually got me a coffee and took me through to one of their meeting rooms, sat me down and had a conversation with me about my business, about this brand called Insane Prospecting. And then you asked me questions about what I wanted to do. So we entered with product, but then you started to wrap it in a marketing conversation. Financial advisors, are you feeling the little nudges here again? So I really like that, Michelle, because although I contacted you about product, you started to take an interest in my business, my strategy, my objectives, and you started to help me to think more broadly. And that resulted in you giving me some very good ideas. Now, I don't know if this is an intentional, conscious strategy of yours to invite people to a building, take them into a meeting room. And okay, so why did you do that then? Why didn't you just say, okay, Jason, we can get you some caps. It'll cost you 180 Rand each.
Yeah. So I come from a marketing background. I studied marketing and I worked in corporate, and I truly have a passion and a love for marketing. And I do corporate gifts because it's one part of the marketing function. And to have a promotional gift strategy, it needs to align with your marketing strategy. So when I meet with clients and they say to me, you know, I'm like what you do with Insane Prospecting, there's so much opportunities around it and so much thought and planning and strategy that can go into it. And if you're going to do corporate gifts, it needs to speak into that main strategy. So I like to help my clients, not just with giving them pricing for corporate gifts, but for their whole objective of what they're wanting to achieve.
All right, so enter with corporate gifts, understand their need for the corporate gifts and how that need fits into the marketing plan, how the marketing plan involves a strategy, and help them to think outside of their immediate corporate gift box so that they can have a more holistic approach to their marketing plan. Yes?
Yes.
And how successful is the strategy to you, for example, and I'm going to use this very loosely and pardon the offense that may come across, but to upsell from corporate gifts to developing a marketing strategy?
Well, I haven't really upsold it like that specifically.
I know, it's unconscious.
Yeah, it's more like I'm just trying to offer a value-added service. And
okay, let's pause there for a moment, because I love that. You're just trying to offer a value-added service. So you're actually just trying to offer value. The service comes as a result of your adding value, because if they enter with promotional items and you try to offer value, then as a result of your offering value, you may be able to provide a more holistic, generalized marketing service.
Yes.
And how does that work for you?
So when I let people know about the marketing services, sometimes large corporates already have marketing departments and they don't require marketing assistance. So with the marketing, I've strategically placed it as small to medium businesses that don't have a marketing department and either don't know how to do their marketing efficiently or don't have time to implement their strategies. So we offer right from marketing strategy and your plans and doing your SWOT analysis and all your your main strategy line in marketing, to actually the implementation in marketing. So your ad campaigns, your websites, your digital marketing, your social media, your marketing material collateral, because all those require someone to write content. They all require strategy within their own domain. So that's sort of what I do as well. Yeah.
And you don't necessarily perform all of those functions. You don't build a website, you'll write the strategy, and then you'll outsource certain functions like website development, SEO, or billboards, TV, whatever it may be.
I would work with the respective website developer, graphic designer, printers.
Yes. So you provide the plan.
The plan, the strategy, the content, the look and feel. And the big thing with marketing that a lot of people forget is all the research that goes into it.
Yes.
Researching competitors, researching how you can do it better. There's a lot of research.
So that's your value add. It's the research, the strategy, the plan, the expertise, the skills, and your experience that you bring to the table. At implementation stage, you may look to outsource the expertise because you don't necessarily have them in-house. You're the strategist, you're the planner.
Yes, and the coordinator of the whole project, yes. But the actual development of a website, the graphic design work that would need to be done, those are specialized services. Yeah.
All right. So you might not feel the nudge in your ribs, but every time I say that and confirm the strategy, it's more winks and nudges to the financial advisors listening to this, because financial advice is a very specialized profession. It's also about coming up with a plan, having the strategy, and then outsourcing the implementation. Because in most cases, financial advisors are not asset managers. They are not portfolio managers. They're not insurance companies. They're financial advisors, whether they're independent or they're franchised, like Don was, or whether they're tied agent. Their expertise is in forming the relationship and understanding the needs of the client, coming up with a plan, and then implementing that plan in various ways and means. Now, in doing this, I would imagine that you don't necessarily have a 100% success rate in entering with corporate gifts, but landing the business for strategy, right? Just go with me here. But when you move the conversation from corporate gifts to strategy to the marketing plan, do you find that you have higher success rates in implementing the corporate gift strategy at least?
Yes.
Why is that?
Because people like the fact that I'm not just quoting them randomly on items. It's not just about, oh, I want, I don't know, 100 pens. And then I just choose, randomly a pen for them. We'll actually talk about it. Okay, well, who are you giving the pens to? Where are they going? Is it men? Is it women? What is your plan around it? So you don't just waste money on promotional items. You actually incorporate that into strategically planning and, having a plan for those pens so that you effectively reach what you're trying to do.
Okay, so the conversation actually pulls them out of the corporate gift intention, lets them have a look at and imagine a larger marketing strategy, which, when looking back at the corporate gift intention, gives it perspective and meaning, and therefore more chance of implementation.
Correct.
Great, thank you for that. I want to ask you a question. Do you have a financial advisor?
Yes, I do.
And how did that financial advisor enter into the relationship with you? Maybe it's been a long time and you need to think back, but how did it come about?
So it's actually my cousin's husband.
Oh, okay. A familial affair.
Yes.
Good. And have you had many approaches from other financial advisors over the years wanting to do business with you, any ways or means?
Yes, a lot of them I find cold call me. Their secretary seems to do a cold call.
And from a marketing perspective, what do you think of that cold calling strategy?
Well, I think if I wasn't happy with my financial advisor and somebody called me to say, do you need a financial advisor? I probably would be interested in chatting to them. But I found that they're trying to lock in a meeting. They're trying to get you to confirm a date and a time for an actual
rather
meeting.
than. It sounds like there's a rather than.
I just think maybe an email introduction first might be quite good.
So I'm thinking back on what you said just now about value. So you're getting these cold calls. If you didn't have an advisor or you were looking for one, you might be interested in speaking to them, but you're looking for value. And if you're getting 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of these calls a week, and they all sound the same, what do you really need from those callers? The secretaries of the financial advisors who are, you say, calling, what do you need from them to differentiate themselves so that you choose one over the other?
Yeah, that's a tough question. How would you differentiate?
So overlay your own personal needs with the strategy of your marketing mind. what would you suggest they do?
Like I said, I think an email introduction would work well.
Okay, just a little bit more instead of just
Yeah, or a
cornering you and
WhatsApp
trying to
even.
lock in that
Yeah,
meeting. Just a little bit more about who they are.
yeah, and like maybe even a WhatsApp message just to say, I am so and so. Do you need a financial advisor? Can I give you a call tomorrow? And then call and then send an email.
I suppose it's the difference between just trying to sell the corporate gift versus build a relationship and develop a marketing strategy on the back of that. Awesome. Michelle, thank you for being here. If anyone wants to get in contact with you, where can they find you?
So I do have a website. It's www.migifts.co.za, but MiGifts is MiGifts, so it's not
Is that
Y.
M-I like Michelle? Is that how
Yes,
it came
MI.
about?
No, it actually came about through my children's names.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's Michael and Isabella are MiGifts. So
I thought you were playing with your name.
Oh no, everybody does. Yeah, but it's actually
Okay.
Michael and Isabella. Yeah.
MiGifts.co.za. You can find Michelle there. She is your marketing strategist and corporate gift supplier. Thank you for being here, everyone. We will see you next week.